Someone asked me the other day, actually, what is this SoSlam thing? My answer to them was it's a music community more than anything else.
The local hub of original music.
It is a voluntary local organisation that is incredibly supportive.
SoSlam provides opportunity for all original musicians.
I think it's this collective of like-minded musicians. It just generates encouragement and opportunities.
To me at least, it's so far felt like a nice community of musicians who seem to support each other and just encourage everyone.
A thing that has been put together to help people realise their passion for music and songwriting and gives them a platform to actually get on.
So I'm Ian and I'm the founder of SoSlam. SoSlam is a non-profit sort of community organisation set up to help support local musicians and artists get their original music out in the big wide world. My interest in music starts from just being a listener actually, and getting into this was not because I've got any musical ability or anything like that. I don't play an instrument, I didn't sing at the time. It came about because my friend Alex, who I played football with, in fact I was his football coach, saw the potential in me for being a good organiser.
Ian was, weirdly, he was my football manager and he was super organised. I was there at the very start playing in the band called The Avenue. I mean, you're talking about 3 musicians who are typical musicians. So, you know, we had no structure or anything like that. Ian come along and was like, right, I've got this for you. And it was great. And it was so easy to work with Ian, because he's just such a nice guy as well. And from that, I think he got the bug, the music scene bug. And then he went on to create SoSlam after that.
I remember when we first met, he had a big folder of, an itinerary. And I was like, nah, because the last handful of people I spoke to like that were just out for themselves.
I thought he didn't like me. And then a week after, he phoned me up and he asked me to get involved with his band, the World Music Band. And he asked me to help him with his music and doing all that, which came as a massive surprise because, like I said, I didn't think he liked me. I had obviously come into that situation saying, I'm going to do this, we're going to do that, we're going to do this. And he'd spent all of his early life, like a lot of musicians, being told by people, I'll do this for you, I'll do that for you. So he thought I was bullshit.
It's very rare you meet people in life who actually are genuine and want to help. Especially within music, you get turned over and it's very dog eat dog. And suddenly here's this bloke who actually wants to help and believes in you, in your music and what you're trying to do. It took a while for me to actually understand him. So yeah, he's a rare breed.
I thought it was really clever, Southend on Sea live acoustic music. When it started, I was helping out a couple of people, and then I just kept on getting messages for other people needing some help. Can I promote their stuff, put their gig out, things like that. And then I thought the need was there, and I couldn't really be fussy about what kind of music I was putting out or how it was going out. So I was putting bands out, putting out bigger gigs. I think the only thing I've really kind of stuck to is it's just original music, and helping people that are doing original music, because that seems to be the hardest thing to get out there. People trying to push their own original creative music is a little bit harder, so that's where I come along and try as best I can to help them.
SoSlam has helped me enormously. The first time I met SoSlam, the nucleus of SoSlam was at the very first battle lines when I turned up sheepishly with my guitar, quite a nervous, anxious songwriter. I'd been playing for about 4 or 5 years live, and I met Ian.
And he just literally woke up in me that passion again that said, no, original music is what is important to the music scene. He has just been this incredible, amazing support and cheerleader for me, for so many people I know and kept me writing, kept me going out, kept me playing my originals, kept me involved. It's why I now teach. It's just literally, I mean, he probably doesn't know this. I haven't spelt it out to him, but he literally created those first few steps for my entire career now that is music. And that does include the teaching, the performing, the writing, all of it. And it's just made it so easy to grow into and totally fulfill a passion.
As an artist, there's no doubt that SoSlam have massively helped me to do things I never would have done, push myself, and I feel like everyone inspires each other to keep feeding like the local scene, really. Putting on events, getting new young artists into music and connecting them with the scene. Just commenting on what we're doing and reassuring us that it's not terrible.
Although people see it as something I run, I don't think it's something that is just me. It's a lot of the other musicians. Thankfully, there is a group of people that I've met over the years that believe in it in the same way, share the same values, and they have run and continue to run certain aspects of it.
So SoSlam has given me the confidence and the opportunity to start providing the help that SoSlam gave me to other people now. I try to include original music in everything I put on and everything I do, because I think that's the core of all music. You can't have covers without originals. And, you know, without SoSlam, I wouldn't have the confidence to do any of that.
I didn't know how to start. I didn't know where to get help and like support of like how to be a musician. None of my parents are musicians. No one like in my close family really knew much about music. I went on a school trip to the Village Green and I watched SoSlam young musicians perform a showcase, and I remember being with my school and being like, wow, this is incredible, because it's people my age but on a big stage at the Village Green Festival and performing their own original material, and I was like, this is really cool, this is what I want to do.
As a young person coming out of school years and sort of late teens, it's not necessarily that obvious to you what to do and where to go. So those songwriting workshops just were incredible to see the kids develop to now, a few years down the line, when we're seeing them out performing, we've seen them with recording contracts, we're seeing them successful in and out of their own town, we're seeing, like, you know, they're going the distance with it.
As facilitators, we were given this opportunity to pass on our passion. I think the Young Songwriters Workshop is a very unique thing in that it connects young musicians with the established scene in the city, and it just takes out all that meandering you do at a young age where you're trying to find your way, and it connects you straight to the action.
So I wanted to help the scene by creating some kind of system where young people could come through, meet the established artists that were actually local and doing stuff on the scene. So we started up the Young Musician Songwriting Workshops, and there's been loads of collaborations, there's been loads of mentoring done since then. So although the workshops were a week in, each of them was a week long, what's spun out of those has been lots of friendships, lots of collaborations, lots of mentoring that's gone on outside of that, which has seen some of those musicians go on to some fantastic things. That's a huge achievement.
So to see like this a free event for kids for a whole week to come along, write songs, meet people, record stuff, not only can you grow yourself but help others to kind of get involved in it as well, was one of my favourite things I've ever done.
It was such a freely creative environment, and things like that introduce young people to new skills and potential passions. Well, that's essential.
When I came into things and I started to do a lot more with adults, because of my coaching background, you realise you can't just work at the top end of any industry. You've got to make sure that there's a foundation. In football, they call it the pyramid scheme. in the sense of that, you know, you've got like the Premier League at the top, but you have all the clubs themed up that way. So for example, if you looked in music, I'd say you would look at what's the top of the tree, and it's things like big stadiums selling gigs and stuff like that. But those things don't happen unless those people have started earlier on somewhere else. And so if I take that out of a global frame and just put it locally you've got to have the same thing. So you've got to put quality into some of the smaller gigs that you do. And I think that we've been successful in doing that, making some smaller sort of 30-seater venues good quality with some of the things that we've done that have made it a good stepping stone, because you've got to do those smaller gigs first to be able to progress on to do kind of like bigger venues. So it's been working with the young musicians, but it's also been making sure that keep doing things like open mics, and we keep encouraging people. Even in the last year with the Originals Only's open mics at 10 Green Bottles, I've come across probably half a dozen people that have got no music released, only just started out, and they've come to the open mics, and I've already seen them take sort of steps into own gigs, debut gigs and things like that. And I think that that's where SoSlam works, and that's the area that we like to exist in.
We really loved doing our gig at 21 down the seafront, which was suggested to us by Ian to do, and that was a big next step for us to actually charge money for tickets. Ooh, are we worthy, that kind of thing, but it turns out we did. It was a rainy day and we were still sold out, really, so yeah, we did really well.
You can see potential in someone, but that has to be nurtured, and then it's kind of like saying, oh, let's give them a starting slot somewhere. Then, you know, as they get bigger, they're supportive and giving you, here we go, now you can go on later, and do you know what I mean, in bigger venues, or like, here we go, let's grow you type thing.
And they seem to be able to read when you're ready for the next step, and then they make the right suggestions, and then just give you the confidence to make that next step. And it's just been a journey that's been unfolding for us.
Because you can run an open mic as much as you like, but then it's taking it to what's the next level of running the open mic, and it's everything connected to it. So it's like the songwriting thing, then it's like, the open mics, then the radio, then all the connections they've got and the events they put on. It feels like you are pushed to try harder, I feel. Do you know what I mean? When you see where other people have started with them and then they get better, you're like, oh yeah, I could do better too.
SoSlam has evolved massively from when it first started, and it's gone from strength to strength. I mean, what they do for unsigned artists, local artists, getting them, even simple things like getting things recorded for them, to putting on festivals, to taking everybody to new festivals.
Getting some of our musicians out of the town, so I've managed to make links with some venues in Brighton, like the Folklore Rooms. And we've put acts in there because getting music out there isn't just about getting it out digitally. I want to do live performances as well, so we've managed to take local bands out to Brighton. Also the Dark Music Festival, I've been working with them now for nearly 8 years. We go to the Dark Music Festival every year and they ask us to take a big contingent of Southend artists, which we do.
We went to Dark Festival with the World Music Band, and Ian managed to get us on the main stage on the I think it was a Saturday evening. The best slot, basically. It was brilliant, and it's the closest I've ever felt to actually getting where I wanted to be. There was people as far as you could see. It was the night, and the lights were shining, and everyone was getting into the music and what we were creating, and felt very proud. Something that I'd written that they'd never heard before. The whole place was bouncing. And it's quite hard to top, really.
We progressed over the years, playing in various locations at Dartmouth, but this year we was able to get onto the main stage, and it really was the highlight of our relationship with SoSlam, but probably a highlight I'd go as far to say as my musical career. We got to play in front of a few thousand people on a beautiful Sunday afternoon. We was able to get there, of course, on merit of the band and the effort that we put in, but we wouldn't have been given that opportunity if it wasn't for Ian and SoSlam.
seeing some of the bands on the main stages at festivals, what I enjoy the most about that's given me is the look on their faces when I see them doing that, because they're where they should be, and it's a nice feeling to see how much they're enjoying it. So yeah, I think it's given me loads of things that I didn't think I needed them, and I didn't think I wanted them, but now I don't think I could do without them, you know.
We played, we finished, and we had people queuing up wanting to sign our CD and talk to us and whatever. And yeah, I remember Ian just standing there like grinning, like a, you know, oh, there you go, that's my boy, that's my boys, you know, that's the band, and the whole, you know, he pushed it, and it was all down to him, you know. He sort of, you know, he put his time and effort into it.
That's what they've done for us without wanting to take any prizes for themselves. Quiet in the background, just give us amazing opportunities.
I mean, it's what he's doing is so far away from where it started. It's just growing and growing and growing and growing, and he's doing such a good job.
Music is so diverse, and not just from a musician's point of view, from a venue owner point of view. You get so many different styles, so many different ages, so many different levels, and there's some very, very talented people in Southend. There really is. In a roundabout way, I think it's opportunity. I think that's what SoSlam does.
And Ian's just always there. SoSlam is always there to help promote, to push, to give you a little nudge in the right direction. It's such a good tool and a good community to have by your side.
It gave me the encouragement to write my own songs, and the confidence and the realisation that it's okay to do that, and you know, people will enjoy it. People might enjoy something you've written.
I think Ian's been very instrumental in you know, making you believe in your own music. I guess the question would be, what would it be like if it weren't around? And when you look at it like that, there's so much that wouldn't have happened. So I think that's quite a thought. Yeah.
SoSlam is now a name that means something in the town, and people know it means original music, they know it means quality music, and they know that it's done from the heart. It's not a money-making enterprise, it's there for the love of it. That's what makes it special.
The thing that people say to me all the time is, oh, you're going to make money out of this. And I don't think I will. I don't want to. I don't think that's what it is. I don't think it can exist if I make money out of it. And if I did try to make money out of it, it wouldn't be what it is. I think it needs to be non-profit. It needs to be almost like it's not a charity, but in that kind of a volunteer organisation. And it needs to continue to be that.
Before SoSlam came along, there wasn't anything like it. So what it's done is it's just brought everybody together. So everybody knows everybody hears what everybody else is doing, and all that's because SoSlam put on these events that make all that happen.
Definitely just pure passion. Just passion and drive for a music scene. I'm not really wanting much back or anything back really. There's nothing really quite like it.
So what it does is it just brings everybody together. So life without it would be, I guess, like a sort of dog-eat-dog world, whereas now it's everyone's friends and everyone's involved together.
It sits in the background. It's a nurturing father or mother figure that is just full of encouragement. And I think that comes from Ian.
Yeah, I mean, I'm happy with what we're doing. I enjoy it. I just enjoy it. It's just fun, and you know, it's opened up a world for me that I didn't even knew existed. I could have easily, when I was asked by Alex to get involved with his music and help out, which is where it all started, could have said no. But he pushed me, he believed in me, said I could, and so I went, go on then, let's see. And it started a journey that I just didn't know where it was going to go. In fact, I think, if anything, I thought it might have just lasted a few months helping him out, and then I'd just gone back to what I was doing before, but it's gone on for 10 years. It's given me lots of friends that I would have never have met if I hadn't have said yes to getting involved in local music. People now that I can't imagine not knowing. It's made me explore sides of creativity myself with songwriting, learning to play the guitar. If you'd have told me 10 years ago that I'd be singing songs, I would have said to you, I wouldn't have believed you. I can't believe that I'm singing, playing the guitar, writing songs. And it's taken me places I didn't think I'd get to. I think SoSlam can only be a small part of what happens in Southend, and I would love to see like-minded people do similar stuff to what we're doing. But the important thing is that we all come together, because the value that I hold, and I hope other people would hold, is elevating the Southend music scene to where it should be, which is in the consciousness nationally of people. So when people think of live music places and people want to travel somewhere for live music, people go to Manchester, go to London, go to Liverpool, go to Bristol, go to Brighton. They go to these places where they know there's this vibrant music scene. I want people to feel the same way about Southend. That doesn't rest just on SoSlam's shoulders. We need like-minded people, but what I'd like to do is bring all of those people together in some way, so that we can put Southend on the map where it deserves to be.
Zinger.
Is that all right?
A call to arms. What a way to end.